Welcome to the Historic Preservation Commission meeting on Thursday, August 14th, 2025. Hearings before the Historic Preservation Commission are quasi-judicial in nature. This is a design review process to determine if the proposed project is congruous with the special character of the historic district or landmark. Decisions of the commission are based on the record of these proceedings, the Wilmington Design Standards for Historic Districts and Landmarks, and the Secretary of Interior Standards for Rehabilitation. Evidence submitted to the commission for review becomes part of the record. Appeals of commission decisions are made to the Wilmington Board of Adjustment and then to the Superior Court and are based on the record. Appeals must be filed within 30 days of the date of the commission's action. Evidence is received during the evidentiary hearing portion of agenda item, and those who want to address the commission are sworn as witnesses to present material and substantial evidence to the commission. The chair recognizes those who want to submit such evidence during the evidentiary hearing. Evidence should be directed to the commission. To ensure that the evidence is properly recorded, please come to the podium to address the commission, state your name and address, and speak clearly. Adjust the microphone if necessary. Members of the Historic Preservation Commission are appointed by the City Council and serve at its discretion. Our responsibility is to protect and preserve properties within the city's designated historic districts. We adhere to the Wilmington Design Standards for Historic Districts and Landmarks, as well as applicable North Carolina state law to assess whether exterior changes align with the unique character of the city's historic districts. It is important that we deliberate the merits of each request in a manner that provides a record of the basis for our decisions. Please remember that our deliberations should center on how a project meets the design standards and whether the proposed change is congruous or not. Commissioners, if you have received or been made aware of any outside evidence related to any of the matters, please recuse yourself. And if you would, everyone please turn off your cell phone or set your cell phones in silent mode. Thank you. I'd like to introduce staff: Gina Essie, Brian Chambers, Ben Riggle, Hillary Taylor, and Casey Horner. And if I could have commissioners introduce themselves over here, stage right, please.
Ross Tomaselli.
Stephen Solke.
Ashley Wilson.
I'm Christopher Yermel.
Joan Keston.
Allison Watts. Beth Rutledge.
And if the staff will swear in any witnesses that intend to present tonight or speak to the commission.
Staff, applicants, members of the public who wish to speak tonight, if you'll stand and raise your right hand. Do you swear that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you.
First item of business, the minutes from Thursday, July 10th. Is there any changes or notations needed? If not, if someone would like to make a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Passes unanimously. So items for the evidentiary hearing. Next, if we could hear from, I'm not sure who's, is this yours, Ben? The first item. Okay.
Microphone.
Yeah, microphone.
You need to do the continuing on agenda number 1. We did not get any more information on the continued old business.
501 South Fifth Avenue? Okay.
I move to move 501 South Fifth Street until the next meeting on September 11th this year.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. That passes. So, agenda item number 2. 1619 Chestnut Street.
Good evening, Commissioners. Agenda item number 2 is a request for wall removal and reinstallation on a corner lot at 1619 Chestnut Street. The Frederick E. Little House located at 1619 Chestnut Street was constructed circa 1923 and is a contributing resource located within the Carolina Heights Winoca Terrace Historic District overlay. As such, only that which can be seen from the public right-of-way, excluding alleys, is subject to design review. The subject property is located on the southwest corner of the Chestnut Street and North 17th Street intersection. And this is the site plan provided by the applicant displaying the location of the proposed wall and gate. The photo on the left shows the existing 3-foot brick wall at the northeast property line parallel to North 17th Street. The applicant proposes to remove the existing brick wall and install a new 6-foot red brick lattice wall like the one shown in the example on the right, reusing brick from the existing wall where feasible. The proposed wall will be 61 feet in length with a column every 8 feet and 5 inches. The applicant also proposes to install a 9-foot gate at the northeast corner of the property at the end of the proposed 61-foot brick wall. The gate will be a black wood sliding gate with red brick columns installed at both ends. Sorry. Okay, so if approved, staff recommend the following conditions. The proposed brick lattice wall shall be 6 feet in height and shall be constructed with red brick to match the existing wall in color and style, reusing brick from the existing wall where feasible. The proposed gate shall be a black wood gate compatible with the proposed brick wall and style. The proposed gate shall not swing out over any public right-of-way or into any neighboring properties. No mature trees or historic landscaping shall be removed as a result of the proposed project. All construction shall comply with code and changes shall be reviewed. Staff would like to enter the presentation and report into the record of tonight's proceedings, and this concludes my presentation. I'm
Thank
happy
you.
to answer any questions you may have.
Any questions?
Just one thing to note, on page 3, top item 5A, it says 9 foot in height for the gate.
Yes, the applicant has proposed the gate to be 9 feet in height.
Height,
Yes.
not width, height? Because the picture looks like 6
I
foot.
will differ. It's width, okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm
'cause-
sorry about
well,
that.
then, I just want to note, because that's wrong in the application or in our packet. Okay.
So 9 feet wide, 6 feet high.
6 feet height.
Roger,
6 feet
roger.
high? 6 feet high.
Okay.
Anything else? Thank you.
Thank you.
If the applicant is here, if they'd like to come forward, please, if you would state your name, address, speak on the microphone, and maybe take any questions or provide clarification.
How you doing, everybody? My name is Sean Winders. The address is 1619 Chestnut Street. Our goal for this house is to be our home. It's not going to be a flip. It's not going to be a rental property. We're going to eventually live in this house when it's livable. A lot of people say that, homes that have good bones, this home has osteoarthritis in it. It's really, really in bad shape. So our goal is to fix this up. So we're going to start by building this wall, give us some privacy out back, and also the security of having a high wall there.
Okay.
Any questions?
I guess my one question, so this wall is going to be like the wall there, except double the height. Are you taking the 3-foot wall down to the ground and rebuilding it, or are you just adding on to what's there?
No, I'm going to take that wall down to the
Down
ground.
to the ground.
Yeah, the current wall that's there doesn't, in my opinion, doesn't have the correct foundations for the wall that's actually there.
all that
In
low,
areas it is actually leaning. And then to go with a bigger wall, we definitely would need proper footers where we're going to have pillars or columns.
Gotcha.
Every 8 foot spaced.
Okay, that's good, thank you.
Did you consider putting a gate that wasn't solid so that it wasn't so massive and?
No, again, it was more privacy. Like, we've got 2 very hyperactive dogs that are large dogs, and I was more concerned of them. If anything was lower, one, that they can get out through it.
Oh, no, I don't mean lower. I just meant like maybe a wrought iron kind of gate that opened so that it wasn't so massive solid.
Again, we're not fixed on this specific gate.
The north side of the property line, where it says in this plan in graph paper, it says tree line, is nothing proposed for that connects kind of from the last corner on the gate to the shed? Is there anything going in there, or that's just going to stay like it is,
So the
vegetative?
shed that's actually there is in complete disrepair. It's got termite infestations. There's a hole in the back left side of the roof, and it's got leaks in various areas. And then on the right-hand side, along that tree line, you can actually see where it's rotting through, where the dirt was up against the side of it for so long that the cedar shingles that it was built with are just caving in. So probably one of my next proposals to you guys is going to be basically replacing that shed and doing something along there. I don't want to remove the trees. Because
So nothing right now?
Nothing right now,
Nothing
correct.
for us to evaluate on that
Correct.
north property line?
Yeah,
Okay.
the only thing that's going to be in that very corner is a red brick column so we can have the, you know, the gate basically shut up against that side.
Okay. Any other questions, comments? No? Okay, thank you.
All right, appreciate it.
Now, I'm sorry, if we could hear from anyone in the audience that would like to speak in favor or against this item. Seeing none, I'll close the evidentiary hearing and go to Commissioner deliberation. Anyone like to make a proposal on?
I move to approve.
Okay, sir.
That cool?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone else have any issues? Okay. So we have a motion to approve as noted in the staff notes here. Is there a second?
Second.
I'm sorry.
Will you? Okay.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Beth.
No problem. I move to approve with conditions the request to install a wall on a corner lot for the property located at 1610 Chestnut Street. This request is consistent with Wilmington design standards for historic districts and landmarks based on the evidence provided, including the application and all attachments, testimony presented during the evidentiary hearing, and the staff report.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you. Agenda item number 3, 1705 Chestnut Street.
Good evening, Commissioners. Case number 3 is for a proposed major restoration project at the house at 1705 Chestnut Street that includes lifting the house to create a crawl space, replacing the doors and windows, removing a secondary chimney, and installing new patios, porch floor structure, and pergola, as well as restoring the existing siding, trim, and damaged railing and brackets. As adapted from the Carolina Heights Historic District National Register report, the J. Victor Granger Jr. House, constructed circa 1916, is a Cape Cod-style dwelling, 4 bays in width, with weatherboard siding and a gable end roof featuring 3 gable dormers with casement windows. The property is located on the north side of Chestnut Street, 1 parcel east of its intersection with North 17th Street. The house is a contributing resource to the Carolina Heights Winoca Terrace Historic District overlay, so only that which can be seen from the public right-of-way, excluding alleys, is subject to design review. The applicant proposes to lift the house approximately 2 feet to create a crawl space and place the house onto a slab foundation. The raised house will rest on 24-inch wide concrete footing with 4 coarse 8-inch CMU foundation walls to create the crawl space. The CMU foundation walls will be clad in Belton brick with a Berwick blend color and mortar to match the existing brick-clad foundation. Because the house is set approximately 45 feet from the public right-of-way, the most noticeable result of the proposed lifting of the house will likely be the raised front steps, while the rest of the foundation will be obscured by landscaping. The applicant proposes to replace all the doors and windows on the exterior of the house with Marvin elevated wood insulated windows with simulated divided light patterns to match the original windows. The proposed wood replacement door will be wood units matching the doors to be replaced. The existing windows along the first floor are 6/6 sash units, while the windows in the dormers are 10 beside 10 double casement windows. The existing front door features an ornate half-light. The applicant proposes to remove an existing deteriorated stucco chimney that formerly served a boiler from the east side of the rear portion of the house. The main chimneys of the house will be retained and lifted with the dwelling. Only the very top of the stucco chimney requested for removal is visible from the public right-of-way. Finally, the applicant proposes to install new patios, porch floors, structures, and pergola, and restore the existing siding, trim, and damaged railing and brackets. The front and rear steps will be reconstructed to account for the raised elevation of the dwelling. A covered concrete patio with brick highlights will be located on the side west elevation, while the patio will be covered by a pergola on the rear elevation, and an uncovered portion of the patio on the northwest corner of the house. If approved, staff recommends the following conditions. All glazing in the replacement doors and windows shall be clear with no tint. No window or door openings shall be altered in size as a result of the project. The new crawl space and foundation shall be properly vented. All construction shall apply with the code, and changes to the project will be reviewed. Staff would like to enter this presentation and report into tonight's proceedings. Are there any questions?
I have one question. So on condition number 3, the new crawl space and foundation shall be properly vented or sealed to code, I assume, correct? They don't have to vent it if they can seal it properly.
Whatever the proper way of dealing with it. I think I was reading in the design standards, we have a lot about venting for flood issues, so I'm not 100% sure of the appropriate treatment, but if the sealing will work, we can update the code conditions.
Just a code,
accordingly.
period.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ben, are the suggested replacement windows the types of windows that are allowed to be replaced according to our current design standards?
They will be the simulated light divides, but the true simulated light divides, not the snap-in, yeah.
Okay,
They
true
will be the true
simulated.
simulated lights, correct.
Gotcha, thank you.
And those Elevate windows are fiberglass exterior, wood interior.
Which windows?
Marvin Elevate windows are fiberglass exterior and wood interior?
I'm not 100% sure on that.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay.
I guess one more. This
yeah.
picture that you have on the screen right now, it has so it looks like there's a rendering where the windows match more accurately, and I'm just curious, I guess maybe the owner can answer that, but it looks like, yeah. So yeah, that is a different window. But
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
But then this looks like it matches, so I'm just curious which is correct.
It's going to match the existing.
Okay.
Yeah, no, the sample in this photo is just a sample of the window to be used as a replacement. It's going to have the correct true divided, simulated divided lights.
But it's not all wood. It's not same for same because it's not.
It is not all wood. I don't believe they claimed it to be all wood. Let me double check. The doors will be replacement wood. And the houses will be the Marvin elevated wood insulated windows with a simulated light pattern. So as far as I'm understanding it, they're wood, but the applicant might be able to speak to that more.
Sure. Okay. Other questions for Ben? No? Okay. Thank you. If the applicant is in attendance, if you'd please come forward, name, address, microphone, please.
Good evening, David Lyle, 614 Market Street. I'm here represent the owner. A couple clarifications. We do want to lift the house about 24 inches, but it is being lifted onto a slab, not a crawl space. So if you look at the details, it's actually an elevated slab that they want to lift it onto. So it's creating a foundation perimeter, filling and backfilling, compacting and putting a concrete slab down, then lowering the house on top of that.
Wow. So the house is going to have to get raised way up to be able to get the concrete there, finish the concrete.
They're going to raise it probably 14, 16 inches above yes. So
wow. Okay.
Is there a reason?
They've had so much moisture, and they want to level the house out. If you've not been inside the house, but it is all over the place. And so they want to kind of get the roof line in place and really fix it to be level and long-term.
On the window replacement, is there a reason the windows are being replaced?
They are in the same shape basically as the house.
Rotting.
Really bad shape, yes.
David, are the dormer windows French windows?
They are operable, you mean
Do they
casement?
open up to
Yes, they're casement windows, and they will continue to be the new ones.
Okay.
But you can do them in all wood, correct?
We could do them in all wood.
Just, we don't want to open that can of worms. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm doing some repairs down on Dock Street right now in the historic district. I'm fully having to replace wood windows that were installed back in the 90s because they're 1990s wood. They're not original wood that are more durable and resistant. And I guess the other item is the chimney. So the utility, I call them utility chimneys. They're just that served, I think in this case it was a boiler.
It was a boiler at one point.
Yeah. I don't have any objection to that chimney, and I think it's
That original
remarkable
to the
that they're
house?
actually lifting the wood burning chimney toward the front of the house. It
That's
doesn't
gonna be a
show it in
feat.
this rendering that's on the screen now, but that is
It will be lifted and supported.
and
correct.
supported, yeah.
The utility chimney, though, was that added later after the construction? I mean, the boiler?
It's on a side porch, or what's been enclosed,
probably just-
so I don't know when it was added, but
Okay, we
it's-
got a million
it's sitting
chimneys
there
in this
empty.
town that are just added later for a boiler or something.
yeah, I don't know when that was added.
Is there any notation or letters or anything about the condition of the existing windows, that they can't be restored and repaired?
I think it would be a remarkable task to do that. I mean, from looking at them and the shape that they're in, and they're very rotted.
But there's no documentation on that.
No.
Other questions, comments? Anything else? No other part of the application needs any clarification from us? Okay. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Is there anyone else in the audience who would like to come forward to speak in favor of this project or speak against the project? Seeing none, Commissioner deliberation, if we could go through this, I'd love to hear a little bit from each of us. Starting wherever. But there's a lot of detail here, so if we can hear thoughts from all of us, I think that would help.
I think if you're going to replace the windows, they need wood for wood. I don't think we need to start into that, we're going to open up a lot of problems. These windows were turned down before. They're beautiful old, up top, beautiful old windows. We don't know if they can be reworked or not.
I'm with you. These windows, as many old windows are defining features of our historic districts. These give our historic buildings a unique character. I would hope that the homeowner had looked at repairing over replacement, as old windows are designed to be repaired over and over and over again. Resembling historic is not the same as historic. That is, I think, my concern. And as Chris mentioned about new wood versus old wood, there is a concern that as far as just in keeping with the integrity, the structural integrity of the house, that these would, need to be replaced sooner than later. I guess I would be interested in hearing what my fellow commissioners have to say.
I have no problem with replacing them with the new wood windows, as Mr. Lyle said, that they were beyond repair, or it was very complicated to repair. So I'm in favor of replacement, but as Ashley said, with wood.
Mm-hmm. Ross?
Yeah, I tend to agree with that.
Okay. Stephen, anyone else?
I'm assuming these are the original windows? I mean, that's something else. It's a little lack of evidence here, that's the problem, as to the condition of the windows, contractor statement, anything like that. Also, I guess we can just assume, quote unquote, that these are 1916 windows in the house, original. I mean, the chimney's one thing, that was added later for a boiler, but when it comes to the windows, I'm a little hesitant about replacing.
There's no evidence. There's nothing, no
That's-
pictures, there's no
Well,
evidence, there's no,
Even a contractor statement, somebody giving us something saying these are shot, not just, oh, they're shot. I mean, this is an evidentiary hearing, so I like to see evidence. As to raising the house, again, I assume there's some kind of test of the moisture or I mean, there's got to be some evidence why all this needs to be done, not just we're going to do it. That's, yeah.
Yeah, the home being lifted, I know the moisture is an issue in so many houses, and I imagine there is a crawl space here that is probably so narrow that you probably can't even crawl through it, thereby not really making it a crawl space. Curious, anyone have any objections to the chimney in the back being removed? I do not.
No objection.
Okay.
No, I'm good with it.
And the rest of the project looks great, but yeah, I agree with these wood windows. You know, the windows at the Trust Building were in very poor shape, and those were all restored and repaired. Windows all up and down 3rd Street, the apartments at the Cape Fear Apartments at the corner of South 3rd and Church. I think there were 105 or 108 windows there that were, half of them were unoperable, gone, rotted out, and those are all fully restored. Just a lot of cases where these windows get restored and repaired, and it maintains that that fabric, the historic fabric. It's a true divided light window, beautiful 6/6, and we have actually there are folks in town that build these things, actually custom woodworking, Cape Fear carpentry. There are a lot of different folks that do work on these windows that can do them repairs in the shop or on site to make them functional, and then cover them with storm windows if energy efficiency is an issue. So that's my take on the windows. I think the rest of the project is fine.
I agree.
Would someone like to make a motion?
So I guess here, the question then is if the windows are denied, because do they just go back and get a letter and come back with a letter that says they need to be replaced, and then they're approved? Is it that simple?
Is it? I don't know.
I think that they probably would need to come back.
No, that's what I said. They'd have to come back. They would come back.
Oh, yeah, come back to show show the evidence that the windows are beyond repair. I think that's the main kind of rubric here is, are they beyond repair, or can they be repaired somewhat easily? And I can't judge from looking at this. I've been in this house, but it's been a very long time, so I don't know anything about these windows. I haven't seen them myself, but I know general appearance, they look repairable.
And as
These true
Stephen
divided
said,
light wood windows.
this is evidentiary, and we don't have any evidentiary,
What did Gina just tell us
evidence.
before? And you're going against what Gina said.
I was going to ask, can we ask for evidence of needed repair or not?
I believe that you can ask for additional information, but evidence has been presented in the form of testimony that
Yes.
these windows are in bad shape. So I would,
But we don't have any pictures or any evidence.
So as a general instruction on evidence, direct evidence, indirect evidence, it's all the same. DNA versus testimony is all the same. It is up to the trier of fact to determine the weight of the evidence. So there has been some testimony as to the condition of the windows. That's all we have before us. If there's additional information requested for consideration in this hearing, I believe that you can ask for additional information.
Well, we'd like additional information.
And at that time, I would request that we continue it rather than piecemeal
Right.
it. Okay.
Okay, so we
Okay.
continue this.
That's an option.
I feel like they're taking this major step of raising the house to put it on an elevated slab. Like, it seems like your intentions are so true to honor and kind of restore this home. I think that if your assessment is that they are beyond repair, I think I would be fine with a wood window replacement. Maybe like the dormer windows seem a little bit more unique. Maybe you could look a little further into repairing those and replace all the other ones. Maybe that could be some kind of compromise. But I think that, raising this house is kind of astonishing. So I think that.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, they're going a long way here to preserve this house. I don't think they're raising the house because they just want to raise the house. I think they feel like they need to do it for the integrity of the house. So I've got to think the windows are in the same boat there. And if you're going to spend all this money raising the house, you want to have windows that you know are going to support the investment that you're making in the home.
And if you've got money on the other side, if you've got money to raise the house, you've got money to repair the windows, correct?
That,
Without any evidentiary evidence, I mean.
yeah. We do have testimony, but I don't know of another window that's going to be a true divided light with putty glazing, that Muntin dimension, and that style that they can get to replace these windows. And in my opinion, I don't want to see a true divided light window that resembles this to be able to replace the window. I wouldn't mind some other additional, I would like to see some other piece of evidence too about the condition of these. So we can continue this, someone can make a motion. I think we need to move forward on something with this. If someone can go ahead with an idea that we can all vote on and get behind.
Okay. Therefore, I will make a motion that we continue 1705 Chestnut Street until the meeting of September 11th, 2025.
Well, could we, if the windows are the one thing, can we approve a portion of it, let them roll ahead if they want to work on other stuff and
I don't know
have
if
to come
that's,
back
is that,
for the windows?
from a staff standpoint, is that something that we can approve some of this and they can kind of make plans to do the work on the raising of the house and things of that nature? Because I imagine that would be done before they do anything with windows.
I mean, I wanted to ask the applicant how that would work with their plans. I mean, you can obviously approve a portion thereof and move forward. I don't know about approving and continuing a portion. I think it's an all or nothing on the continuance. You don't want to, I don't think splitting things is an appropriate path forward.
Okay.
So then,
I would ask the applicant what they would want to do.
Yeah, maybe the applicant can come back up and speak to that concept. I can't think of a time, and Brian, I cleave to you, but I don't know if we've ever continued and approved a part of something, that it was like the application, either the application was approved or continued or denied.
I'm not aware of any, whether here or another board, where something was approved and continued.
Yeah.
Why don't we look at keeping the windows that are on this elevation that you're looking at those being restored by the owner, and the rest, since they're being moved and adjusted anyway, being replaced with new windows. And if the owner then decides that they can't repair those, they come back and ask for an adjustment.
So the front and the side, the front and the east and west elevation, or
Just the front.
just the
Because the ones on the east and the west are being modified. They're moved. If you look at the plans and the elevations.
Right.
Someone want to speak to that concept, please? Of
We still don't have evidence of the windows
the other ones.
downstairs.
The owner is the contractor.
That,
So what kind of evidence would you like?
what
To-
do they look like?
Photographs of the interior showing that they don't function, that they're rotted out, that they're falling apart, that they can't be restored, that they can't be repaired.
The house has been gutted, so I'd be glad to take pictures and show those to you.
I'm sorry?
The house has been gutted because of all the moisture problems, and so be glad to take pictures.
Okay. Okay.
Am I right in understanding that you're saying that you would be willing to repair certain windows?
I'm saying if you take this elevation you're looking at and ask the owner to accept that as part of the approval, then we'd move forward, and if they don't, then they can come back and ask for something indifferent.
Gotcha.
In gutting the house, can you tell that the current windows are part of the reason that they have the moisture issues?
They've had a lot of leaks, and once it's been gutted, you can see the construction type that's happened over time, but most of the moisture has really come through the bottom, where they had, the sagging foundations and rot.
Gotcha.
think that seems like a reasonable compromise to me.
Yeah, and, I mean, view from a right-of-way, I think these are the primary windows you see, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, these face Chestnut.
So I would be in favor of that. I mean, ultimately, if they're not repairable, you'll come back with proof that you can't repair them, and, you know, then we'd move forward. But I think that's a fair compromise.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're taking that into account. I don't know how we haven't, I don't think we've disregarded anything that we talked about before this meeting began. Because we don't even know what the window's going to be. We don't know if it's going to be, we don't know the dimensions of the new muntins. Personally, I'm trying to get a window that looks like this, with a putty glazing, with a wide muntin, with a sill that looks like those sills, with the function of these, a true divided light. So right now, Joan, we're talking about replacing something that we don't know it's being replaced with. And that's in our purview to ensure that, well, that's what the issue is.
Question. I mean, if you request what the replacement's going to be, that's a different question.
We don't know what the replacement's going to be, because it was an Elevate fiberglass exterior, and now it's wood, and we don't know how it matches up with these windows.
I understand that, but asking for what the new windows were going to look like is a different question than requiring someone to have more evidence of the deterioration of these windows. Those are two different things.
Okay.
Well, right now, the applicant is saying, all right, we'll keep this elevation. We're going to do our best to repair these. If we cannot repair them, we will come back with photographic evidence that they cannot be repaired. In
Correct.
terms of replacement, we would like those wood windows to look like what's there. And we need, what do we need right now to come to consensus on that?
Do you know of a TDL window that they can get for these?
Yeah, Marvin makes a solid wood window. Well,
Okay.
Interior, exterior wood. They're still insulated glass.
Mm-hmm. Right, of course, yeah. So I guess in the motion then it would be that the windows on the east and west and north elevations would be Marvin wood windows, solid wood that's going to match the detail of the existing windows, and work at restoring the windows on the south elevation. Correct? So would someone like to make a motion with this? Because now I don't think we're continuing this. I think we're approving this with conditions on these things that we've been discussing, and allowing a vote on this, and then they can just go forward and do the work, or decide to come back if more information is needed.
I do have a question
but I think
for
it's the
David.
former.
Sorry. So if we're going to kind of get into it, and we're going to see, you know, if we can repair these windows on the front elevation, is there any reason that we couldn't see? Well, could we repair the windows on the other elevations?
Majority of them are being replaced.
That's right. Gotcha.
But I'll be glad to take pictures and show these to you. And I'm not sure that the windows down below aren't replacement windows from previously. The windows up above, I would say, are probably historically accurate. They're the oldest windows.
Okay.
The ones down below, I don't think are, but I don't have any record.
That could be.
Okay.
Yeah, there isn't a close-up to be able to make any kind of determination that it's not
They're
not
very
original
different
or-
windows from each other, in construction and in method of operation.
So all of this stuff helps us. All of this information helps us to know more about these kinds of things and make an accurate kind of assessment as a commission to make sure that we're keeping the historic district integrity on windows kind of intact. So there's some things we're trying to work through with this application, and it's probably going to come up in the future where more people are saying, yeah, they don't work. I want some new wood windows. Or whatever window. So there's still some details, but that could be the case. Maybe these aren't the original 1916, was it? So we don't know that. We don't even know that. So again, if someone would like to make a stab a motion on this that we can,
Downstairs and see if they're the rope and pulley, if they were the
Yeah.
original, that's pretty easy to tell.
They're not rope and pulley.
Oh, they're not?
No.
Okay, so they're probably not.
Right,
No.
but I can't definitively tell
Yeah,
you that.
yeah.
What I'm telling you is they are a different construction than the ones above. And I would say the ones above would be historically accurate and original. If those would be the ones to
The
repair. if you're
casements.
gonna repair any, the casements, correct.
so the first floor windows on this house as it exists right now, there are no rope and pulleys. There are
There are
no
not.
counterweights on these windows.
Correct, there are none. And no history of them being that either.
So the interior casing is pulled off of these windows? This
Oh,
is a
yeah,
whole different, see, this is a whole different, I'm trying to get to where
house
we
has
can
been
all
gutted.
agree.
The house has been
The house
gutted.
is gutted, the interior casing is off.
There is nothing left of the interior except for studs.
Okay.
No electrical, mechanical, plumbing,
And you see no pulleys and there are no counterweights.
and there's no holes in the framing or the trim that shows where there used to be something.
Right.
Right. Okay.
And then even in the trim on the exterior isn't original. I've not been up on the outer side of the dormer windows to look at that trim, though.
Okay, so these windows might be from 1950, and if that's the case, they probably are not a good window, honestly.
The dormer
seen those
windows
before, too.
The dormer windows look original from
Right.
the photo.
But I'd be willing to just keep this elevation, and if we find that the lower windows are not original, come
Okay.
back and ask for that. And if they find the upper windows can't be repaired, come back and ask for that.
Okay,
Okay.
That's,
okay.
So we're talking about just the 6 or the 3 pairs of windows,
7 windows.
okay, on the upper part of the house, to repair, not to replace.
All the ones on that elevation, we would look at repairing.
All 7, we're talking about working to repair those. And if they can get some more evidence that they're, photographs that they need to be replaced, like I don't know now, none of us know, the applicant doesn't know if these are 1916 or 1940 or 1950 or 1960 windows.
Okay.
Take
Then
a
our
crack at
request,
this.
if you do come back, because they're not repairable, bring back the new window that you're going to replace it with.
Yeah, absolutely.
And evidence.
Pictures.
Should I take a crack at this?
Yep.
I move to approve with conditions the request to lift the house to create a crawl space, replace
Want
doors and
elevated slab.
elevated slab, replace doors and windows with the exception of
Coming out.
the 7 windows facing Chestnut Street, which will be attempted to be repaired, remove the existing stucco chimney, install new patios and porch floor structures, restore existing siding, trim, and damaged railings and brackets for the property located at 1705 Chestnut Street. This request is consistent with Wilmington design standards for historic districts and landmarks based on the evidence provided, including the application and all attachments, testimonies presented during the evidentiary hearing, and the staff report.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? That passes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 4, 20 South 3rd Street, please.
Item number 4 is a request for a fence installation on a corner lot at 20 South 3rd Street. The Wooster House located at 20 South 3rd Street was constructed circa 1850 and is a contributing resource located within the historic district. As such, revisions to all facades of a building and the site are subject to design review. The subject property is located on the southwest corner of the intersection of South 3rd Street and Dock Street. This is a site plan provided by the applicant displaying the location of the proposed fence. The applicant proposes to install a wood picket fence, the same height as the existing property line fence at the northwest corner of the property, to create a fenced-in area. The proposed picket fence will run approximately 35 feet from east to west and 30 feet from north to south, and will match the fence of the neighboring property. As a note, the tree shown on the northwest corner of the property in the photo to the right was struck down by lightning and is no longer there. If approved, staff recommend the following conditions. The proposed picket fence shall be white wood fencing matching the height of the existing property line fence. The finished side of the fences shall face towards the public right-of-way. Any gates shall not swing out over public right-of-way or into any neighboring properties, and no mature trees or historic landscaping shall be removed as a result of the proposed project. All construction shall comply with the code, and changes shall be reviewed. Staff would like to enter the presentation and report into the record of tonight's proceedings. This concludes staff's presentation, and I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Any questions? No? Thank you, Hillary.
Thank you.
Is the applicant present? They could come? No, not present. Okay. Anyone in the audience may want to speak in favor, against? Seeing none, I'll close the evidentiary hearing and move to commissioner deliberation. Would someone like to speak on this, or if not, then let's make a motion.
I make a motion. I mean, unless anybody's got anything?
I don't hear anyone.
No.
Go.
Okay. I move to approve the request to install fence in a corner lot for the property located at 20 South 3rd Street. The request is consistent with the Wilmington Design Standards for Historic Districts and Landmarks based on the evidence provided, including the application and all attachments, testimony presented during the evidentiary hearing, and staff reports.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? That passes. Thank you. Yep. Agenda item 5, 304 South 15th Street.
Excuse me. Case 5 is for the proposed construction of a rear deck with a screened-in porch area at 304 North 15th Street. As described in the Carolina Heights Historic District report, the Richard H. Hubert House, constructed circa 1923, is a 2-story brick colonial revival style dwelling with a side gable roof. The house has an asymmetrical facade, 3 bays in width. The house is a contributing resource to the Carolina Heights Winoca Terrace Historic District overlay, and as such, only that which can be seen from the public right-of-way, excluding alleys, is subject to design review. The property is located on the east side of North 15th Street, 1 parcel north of its intersection with Grace Street. The proposed deck area will have an L shape approximately 528 square feet in size, while a 14-foot by 22-foot screened-in porch area will occupy the northern portion of the deck area. The proposed deck and porch will rest on 30-inch by 30-inch by 30-inch concrete footers that will support 2 by 10 headers, with the posts being 6 by 6s and 2 by 8s for the rafters. The proposed deck will utilize southern yellow pine for trim and siding, with tongue and groove planking for the porch ceiling material, while the decking material will be composite Declarator Voyage in Costa color. The roof of the porch area will be black architectural shingle matching the existing house. Because of the location of the proposed deck and screened-in porch area at the rear of the house, only small portions of the side elevation will be visible from the public right-of-way. If approved, staff recommends the following conditions. No mature trees or historic landscaping shall be removed as a result of this proposed project. All construction shall comply with the code. Changes to the project shall be reviewed, and staff would like to enter the presentation and report into tonight's record of the proceedings. Are there any questions?
Any questions of Ben? No? Okay, thank you. Is the applicant in attendance? If you can come forward, please. State your name, address, and just adjust the microphone if you need to.
My name is Alyssa Thompson, and I live at 304 North 15th Street.
Would you like to add anything?
No, we're looking to enhance our backyard. We do have a fence, so even the very little part that you can see from any right-of-way, even from the neighbor's property, is only what would be above the fence line up to the roof. The rest of the wouldn't be visible at all from the road. Our goal with the project is to enhance our backyard, increase the value of the house, and have an exterior living space. And all of the materials that we've chosen, including the composite decking, is meant to match the existing, it looks like real wood. And then the colors that we are using for the siding were to match the siding on the back of their house, which is like a brown color. but the whole thing is like designed to match the current existing colors of the home.
I think something that's not as clear in the motion part that is in your application is that you're requesting permission to do hardy siding trim if permitted. Is that your preference?
That is, the reason for it is because a lot of the wood that we have on our house is rotting, and we're already doing a lot of repairs just to fix that. So we wanted to use hardy board that looked like natural wood, that looks to match the siding, but not be wood. But you wouldn't be able to see the parts that, or most of it.
Questions, comments? Yeah, anyone else? Anyone? The thickness of the deck board, do you know what that thickness is? Is it 1 inch or 1.5 inches? Or less?
I think it looked like it was about the width of a normal wood board. I'm not 100% sure of the width of the board, but it looks comparable to like a normal, I'm not a contractor.
Yeah, I personally have a preference for re-dried treated wood and re-dried treated siding and re-dried treated 2x6s for deck boards. And aside from the deck boards, there are specifications in this for wood, except for the deck boards. I would personally like to see a treated 2x6 deck board for that.
Well, the only part that would be composite would be the actual floor of the deck.
Right.
That you wouldn't
Yeah,
see.
just the flooring
Yeah,
that you step on.
the sides
Yeah.
would be wood.
Right. Questions, comments?
Not visible from the street. So we.
No, only the wood
we
part.
can't
The
say
part that
anything.
you would see is wood. The part you wouldn't see, the actual deck is going to be low to the ground.
Okay. In our application, I'll just say, while I have a moment, on page 18 of our packet, you know, you see the addition with these new roofs on and things like that. And if you don't have gutters on the back of the house, you're going to have 3 levels of rainwater on roofs that are going, you're not sure where, but that's something for your purpose. Make sure you're paying the water management on this to get roof water away from your structure, down downspouts and away from what you're constructing here, because it looks like there's going to be an opportunity for a lot of water to be falling in a very small area.
Yeah, that's something that we didn't note, that whenever we were going through this, the water issues, which is one of the reasons why we're having a lot of wood shingle problems in the back of the house. And so we're hoping to come back to the committee in the future with like a water gutters in the back of the house.
Any other questions or comments for the applicant? No? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anyone in the audience like to speak either in favor or against this item? Seeing none, we'll move to commissioner deliberation. Someone like to make a motion?
I move to approve.
Well, I'm sorry, Ashley. There's the one point on, you know, the applicant does have here that they have it's listed as wood trim, wood siding, but they would like to do hardy. So I think we should comment on that, because that's going to be a part of the conditions that are mentioned in any kind of motion. Anyone want to speak to the wood or hardy, because that's going to be a part of what needs to be stated here.
I think since it's new construction, I'm fine with hardy. I guess I was just unsure which part was siding, but I guess if it's just trim, I mean, that's
a good point.
Fine.
Okay. I know other comments on this? Okay. Ashley, go ahead.
Okay. I move to approve the request to construct a rear deck with a screened porch area for the property located at 304 North 15th Street. The request is consistent with the Wilmington Design Standards for Historic Districts and Landmarks based on the evidence provided, including the application and all attachments, testimony presented during the evidentiary hearing, and the staff report.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? That passed unanimously. Thank you. Item 6.
Case 6 is for the proposed relocation of a dryer vent and installation of an exterior drain pipe at 1419 Market Street. As described in the Carolina Heights Historic District report, the Holloway Hunt House, constructed circa 1905, features a colonial revival style with Queen Anne massing. The house is clad in narrow weatherboard siding with simple corner borders and has a pyramidal roof with a cornice frieze. The house is a continuing resource to the Carolina Heights Winoca Terrace Historic District overlay, and as such, only that which can be seen from the public right-of-way, excluding alleys, is subject to design review. The project property is located on the northwest corner of the intersection of Market Street and North 15th Street. The applicant is proposing to install a metal dryer vent in the second story of the northeast corner of the house and a 3-inch PVC drain line on the exterior of the northeast corner of the side east elevation. 2 potential locations for the dryer vent and the drain lines have been identified by the applicant. For the dryer vent, the first potential location would be on the side east elevation under the fixed window, while the second would be at the rear north elevation under the second story of this 2-story porch at the rear of the house. The applicant prefers the option of the rear north elevation to provide easy access to the vent from the existing porch and to have it facing away from the street, and staff concurs with the applicant's preferred dryer vent location. For the drain line, the first potential location would be, the preferred location would be along the corner of the projecting bay on the east side elevation, while the second would be along the rear trim corner adjacent to the rear porch, and the applicant would prefer using the corner of the projecting bay. Staff notes that although not prominently located, the proposed drain pipe represents a new architectural feature easily visible from North 15th Street, and staff wanted to confirm that this would be an appropriate treatment for the house and surrounding historic district overlay. While the preferred drain pipe location along the corner of the projecting bay is non-intrusive, the secondary location along the white trim at the edge of the 2-story porch would mirror the existing downspout along the northeast corner of that porch. If approved, staff recommends the following conditions. The drain pipe and dryer vent shall be the only additional exterior penetrations with no other alterations to the house as a result of this project. All construction shall comply with the code. Changes to the project will be reviewed. The staff would like to enter this presentation and report into tonight's record of the proceedings. Are there any questions?
Yeah.
The answer is yes.
I guess I was just, it's unclear. Is they're both, which one is option A and which is option B?
Yeah, that's a little unclear.
They're both option B.
Yeah, I just been calling option 1 would be the one on the left, and option 2 would be the one on the right.
And then the dryer vent location.
I've just called them both because the word, you can see option 1 and option 2 in the photo. So that's just what I've been using to identify them for myself.
Probably good to leave this image on the.
Yep, that's why I brought it back. I figured you guys would like to see it.
Discuss this, yeah, thank you. Any other questions for Ben? No? Thank you. Is the applicant available to come forward and take any questions or provide further information? If you'd set your name, address, and adjust the microphone if you need to.
Erica Sherholz, 1419 Market Street. Hello.
Hi.
We would prefer to have the vent on the porch just for ease of cleaning. And then the plumber told us that we could put the drain pipe on either side. We don't have a preference, to be honest. Just want to do what's right for the look of the house.
Questions, comments? For
I
the
have a
applicant?
question about the picture. That black line stops at the porch. It just,
Yeah.
it's a hole coming out there from the dryer?
It'll come out, it'll actually be a little bit higher than the floor line, so it'll be above the porch a little bit.
Because this is in that second floor there's a washer dryer, right? That's
Yep.
what's going, so it's on the second floor, and that's why it starts at the bottom of the second floor.
Correct, yep.
And what's in the first floor there? What's below this?
A half bath.
What's up against that window right there? Is that Like a sink, a water closet, or?
It's the toilet.
Okay.
The washer and dryer's on the second floor now in that corner?
It's not there now. That's the proposal, is to move it
It's
up
in the
to the second
kitchen,
floor.
right?
It's in the kitchen, yep.
Yeah, we looked at this house 10 years ago. Okay, got it.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that.
So the drain pipe is for the washing machine?
The drain pipe that's we're proposing is for the washing machine, yes.
And your preference would be to have it on the rear elevation?
For the drain pipe, it has to be where the two windows are. Sorry, I realize that you're not looking up here. It can be on either side, so it can be in the corner or it can be along that white railing.
And what is your preference?
I don't necessarily have a preference.
Okay.
Yeah. Whatever you guys think.
Okay.
A drain pipe for a washing machine, where does it terminate?
Probably has to go back inside the crawl space, through that foundation wall.
You can't shoot this water out down to the street, so I mean, what are you doing with it? That's
We're
what I'm
not
asking.
putting it in the street, I promise. I'm not sure where it's terminating. The plumber would take care of it, I'm not sure.
Okay, and this pipe would be PVC?
Yeah, they said a 3-inch PVC pipe.
3-inch?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
And the cleanest way out of this is to have the pipe obviously stay inside. So your house probably is balloon framed, which is really bad for fire protection, but it's really good if you want to get pipes down and through a wall from the second floor to the first floor.
They said it was going to be very difficult. They proposed to doing it on the outside.
The plumber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we can mix option 1 and option 2, is that correct? So we could have the vent on the porch and then the line, it doesn't have to be exactly like these?
Correct, yep.
Because the line against the white frame will be more hidden than if it's in the corner, I would think.
Yes, yep.
Unless if we approve this, you just painted it yellow, because there's just yellow
yes.
interior inside corner and, so you're either putting it one of the other locations and painting it yellow or white. I would imagine that we all would, like you, want to see that vent over the porch on the second floor, so facing north, not east.
Yes, facing north.
Easy. But the pipe coming out through this, it'd be great if you could box in an area on the interior of your home in the bathroom and have that pipe come in. If I was a plumber, I'd want to take the easiest path, of course. It doesn't necessarily make it the best path overall, because now you're gonna have to drill a hole through your foundation.
Right. The reason I don't want to put it inside is because that bathroom actually has the original molding in it, and I don't want to disrupt that if I don't have to. It looks very nice.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
But you could box out. Like you could, when I say box out, I mean, so picture that bathroom as a rectangle.
Yep.
So instead of it being a rectangle, it's just a little bit interrupted in a corner, if something like that could be framed and built, and then that pipe comes down on the interior of the home instead of outside. I don't know if that can fit or not, but.
Yeah, I totally understand what you're saying. I would just rather not interrupt the molding on the walls if I don't have to.
Okay.
If we could do outside, that would be great.
Chris, I have an idea. What is that? That looks like 4-inch leader pipe on the back corner of the house.
The downspout?
Downspout.
I don't know if that's 4. Maybe it's 4, yeah.
What if instead of 3, they used a pipe of the same dimension? It would almost look like it was part of the roof drainage system. Run it down the white or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it would kind of blend it in.
I mean, that's kind of what and when you read the narrative in the application, that's kind of what they're going for. I think there was actually a mention made of it looking like
I think, yeah.
a downspout. So yeah, that's kind of what they're aiming for.
I don't really have a problem with that. You already got a downspout, one more pipe.
And then you're going to be drilling a hole too in the foundation to get this back inside. Probably a hole bigger than just 3 inches, because it's going to have to be at an angle. So you're taking out maybe 4+ inches in that foundation to drill that hole. Or they're probably going to want to knock that out. Your plumber's probably going to want to I don't know what their technique is for going through that foundation wall, but that needs to be monitored. They just don't bust out a bunch of your block and you've got this gaping hole that they're going to patch with mortar or concrete. It's something that resembles that texture. That block needs to be just take care of that.
Okay.
Questions, comments? Anything beyond that? Sorry.
Thank you.
I think that Joan's suggestion is the dry vent on the first and the pipe on the second option would, because trying to
Yeah.
paint that yellow
Yeah.
is not going to last. It's probably a white.
Different texture, different lines.
Yeah.
Like you painted the
Molding will
pipe.
be-
Yeah. Right.
And it'll fit more with what you were saying about the drain pipe. It's like on the opposite side.
Yeah.
And make sure that's waterproofed. There's all kinds of, you're going to have to be really careful with this. If this goes forward, just keep an eye on your plumber and make sure they're making sure things are waterproofed and they're not doing this other damage. Okay, I think we're set. Thank you very much. Is there anyone else in the audience like to speak in favor or against this item? Seeing none, move to commissioner deliberation. I think we've already kind of spoken to these options. Someone like to make a motion?
Well, we're doing the vent on the porch, not on the side, and we're doing
Seems right.
the pipe down the white, not in the corner. That's what we're doing, right? Make sure, okay. Where are we here? Okay. I move to approve 1419 Market Street with conditions request to relocate a dryer vent and install an exterior drain pipe to the property located at 1419 Market Street. This request is consistent with the Wilmington Design Standards for Historic Districts and Landmarks based on the evidence provided, including the application and all attachments testimony presented during the evidentiary hearing and the staff report. And we are going for option B. Is that the correct one, on the back of the porch for the vent? And option 2, the pipe going down the white molding. Conditions 1 through 3.
Okay, yeah.
Second.
All in favor, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No, that passes. Item 7, 112 South 7th Street.
Case number 7 is for the proposed removal of 2 chimneys from the house at 112 South 7th Street. As adapted from the Wilmington Historic District Boundary Expansion Report, the Parsley House, constructed circa 1910, is a 2-story gable front side passage house with a diamond attic vent, 1/1 sash windows, and attached porch with brackets and turn posts. The subject house is a contributing resource to the Historic District residential, and revisions to all facades of the building and the site are subject to design review in this district. The house is located on the west side of South 7th Street, approximately mid-block between its intersections with Dock Street and Orange Street. The applicant proposes to remove both chimney stacks from the house due to safety, structural, and practical concerns. Neither chimney is functional, and both have been found to be substantially deteriorated. So per the applicant, the chimneys cannot be restored to be safe and operable. The interior portions of the chimneys will be retained. Because of the substantial deterioration of the chimneys, active water intrusion is occurring, resulting in interior damage and problematic mold issues. The chimney on the south slope of the roof is more visible than the chimney at the rear of the house from the public right-of-way. The more prominent chimney features a corbelled crown with a raised flat chimney cover, while the rear chimney is a simple rectangular chimney with a stucco finish and a flat metal chimney cap. Both of the existing chimneys are noticeably deteriorated. The existing chimney stacks will be removed, the roof penetrations infilled, and then Owens Corning Estate gray shingles matching the existing roof will be installed to properly seal the roof against further water intrusion. If approved, staff recommends the following conditions. All materials removed from the house shall be properly disposed of. The former chimney penetrations shall be properly infilled and sheathed in Owens Corning Estate gray shingles to match the existing roof. All construction shall comply with the regulations and code, and changes to the project will be reviewed. Staff would like to enter this presentation and report into tonight's records of tonight's proceedings. Are there any questions?
Questions? Any comments on this for Ben? Okay, thank you. Is the applicant in attendance? And if you could come forward and please answer any questions you may have or provide some clarification if you'd state your name and address and speak into the microphone.
Hi, Megan Bond, 112 South 7th Street. Thank you for your time. The only other things in context I really wanted to provide is that we bought this home in 2020. It was in various states of exterior disrepair, and the interior was chock full of what I would call very bad DIY jobs and builder-grade updates that were completely historically inaccurate. So we have spent the better part of the last 5 years doing updates to the home to restore it, preserve details where we could, and we spent a lot of time, resources, money to do that. When the chimneys, we started having this water intrusion issue, we called several people. We got an interior chimney inspection. We had multiple roofers come out to look at it. Our goal was to repair the chimneys. That's what we were hoping we could do. That's what we asked for quotes for. And we were told unequivocally by everyone that looked at it that they were unrepairable because I think previous owners had tried to patch it up quite shoddily over time, and so they could give us a quick fix, but effectively told us our two options would be to remove the chimneys and patch the roof over, or to completely rebuild the chimneys. So our goal as people that care about preservation would be to rebuild them if the costs were even remotely comparable, but it would be $12,000 to rebuild both chimneys versus $1,000 to take them out and patch the roof. And I just wanted to be clear that during our entire renovation process, we have at almost every juncture taken the more expensive route to do the right thing by the house. The reason in this case we have come to the conclusion that removal is more practical is because of the slope of the roof, they're very minimally visible from the street. So it's really only when you're directly across from the house or in our driveway that you can see them. They aren't things that if people are passing by, they are super noticeable. And because of the safety issues of the mold, I think the only thing I didn't make super clear in the application was that the rear chimney comes down through our 5-month-old daughter's nursery, and the water damage is causing the plaster to peel away, and so we're getting the lead-based paint back exposed, and so having to deal with that constantly. And because resources are not infinite, our preference would be to use those resources to continue preserving the rest of the house. So we'd love to get the front porch back to working order. I think, again, the previous owner had made a lot of very bad repairs. So this isn't our #1 preferred choice, but because of the financial realities of the situation, this is where we ended up at wanting to do. So happy to answer any questions.
Did any of the contractors, just out of curiosity, mention putting on a faux chimney? Have you ever heard that term?
I think that they were very clear that even if they rebuilt it, their recommendation would be to sort of, and I don't know if I'm using the right technical term, to still cover the roof. So we wouldn't need flashing per se, so that you're minimizing the risk of future water intrusion. I don't know if they said a faux chimney.
Well, I'll give you an example. When you leave here tonight, look across the street. There's a building over there with 2 chimneys, one on either end. Those are fake. And that was for chimneys that were removed, the roofs were sealed, and then those are constructed to look like the original chimneys.
My understanding is that the $12,000 cost would be effectively, it's the masonry cost to rebuild that brick, or I guess if we were going to do it, they would do brick. It looks like that front chimney was maybe all brick at one point. As you can see, most of it now looks like it's kind of been parged over.
Okay.
So that's my understanding. I'd have to go back to their quote to get specifics on how they were proposing to do that.
Okay, well, thank you.
Which building are you referring to?
I don't know the address. It's right across the street.
Residential or
Where the coin shop is on Chestnut.
The blue one, it's right by Savora's, right across the street from Savora's.
the residential?
No, it's commercial.
Okay.
What happened, it was an after the fact. It was an after effect years ago. They removed both chimneys, and then the city found out about it, and they were made to put these faux chimneys. But they did, I mean, the roof is completed, it's sealed, it's just they put these back for the look. I'm not saying we
Sure.
did, I'm just saying that that's
Yeah.
something that's been done in the city.
If you demolish this chimney, are you demolishing it to the crawl space or just below the roof deck?
No, we would just be at the roof line. So we're maintaining all the fireplaces. One of our goals, actually, the fireplaces are something that they've kind of patched over with weird 90s tile. So our hope is to be able to restore those on the inside. So we'd be keeping the chimney through the attic all the way down to the crawl space. It would just be at the roof line that it would be removed.
So there's not framing right now to repair all around this, the 2 floors and the,
No, we did an interior renovation before we moved in, and the water intrusion was not an issue at that point. And then we recently did an exterior renovation, and we're told at one point that that contractor was going to deal with this as part of that, and that didn't happen, so that's why we've come back to this separately.
Okay. Just this idea, have you considered doing gas inserts for the fireplaces?
That was actually our first preference. The chimneys, our understanding that both the front fireplace, the front chimney is the one connected to the 4 fireplaces in the home. The back chimney stack is not connected to any fireplaces. We think it was a cook stove at one point in time, so that's just enclosed in the wall now. The 4 fireplaces that are connected to that front chimney, we believe, or we were told when we were doing our initial renovation work and the research for our plaque, that they were coal burning. And at some point in time, we don't know when, the chimneys were filled in. So they used to you used to be able to see through them from one room to another. So there's 4 fireplaces, sort of, if one bedroom's here and the other's here, there's a shared fireplace, if you will. And that's all been filled in with concrete through the middle. So there's not enough depth in the fireplace to do any sort of an insert or make them functional, because that was actually the first thing that we looked into doing, and we're told that that was definitely not possible.
Yeah, my house is 1896, and I've got 6 fireplaces, and 4 of them are on the middle chimney, but they did have room, and they put the gas piping up there. It's nice to have. My wife hates gas. She won't
gas, like
start it.
exhaust piping, you mean?
What?
The
exhaust piping, yeah,
Not-
that
okay.
goes up through. You only need about yay much,
Got it.
but, I mean, no, all right. I was thinking, because like, when you're dealing with gas, you don't need a brick box up on the roof. You can just do a wood, again, faux chimney and run your gas lines up through that. But that's kind of a choice you could make. If we do approve removal tonight and putting the roof in, that's something in the future if you ever decided, as long as you do need a hole in the actual chimney through the house. But I'm just pointing out some of the possibilities with old chimneys.
No, thank you, I appreciate it.
Okay. Yeah, we saw an agenda item like this a little earlier. Obviously, I think you were here with this rear chimney, I call them utility chimneys that don't really have any function. They'll never be used again. It's against code. Even if you had an appliance and you wanted to put and use that for an exhaust, you can't. You can't do anything with these stucco-coated chimneys. Or, I'm sorry, that stucco-coated chimney. The other stucco, the one at the front, actually does have some nice detail to it. I think what originally happened was it was brick, probably in relatively nice shape, looked great, and then over time, no one really knew how to repoint and keep it waterproofed, and people just kept going up there in a ladder and patching stucco that didn't work. The flashing isn't, nothing is right on that at this point.
I would say that it was very helpful to see the images of the water intrusion. The chimney isn't really doing what it's supposed to do. We do look at chimneys as a defining feature. That said, as Chris pointed out too, if somebody just slapped the stucco on here, it's really not looking as like the Lord intended when it was done, when it was originally done. I really appreciate what you said about your stewardship. I appreciated in your application that you really stress that you want to be good stewards of the home. I think my thought is that this is no longer functioning as it's supposed to, and in fact, it's becoming a detriment. It is not truly visible. You have to be looking at it. I walked past the house, as I'm sure all of you did too. You have to look for it to see it, especially with the trees. I personally do not have any issues with taking this down. I think it's the better thing for the house at this point.
And I appreciate the pictures and the evidence. That's very helpful to us, instead of just walking up and saying, I need to take it off. That's been very helpful.
It was really helpful. Yeah, thank you.
I agree.
I think it sounds like it's a safety issue with your daughter in there. So, I mean, and it seems like you guys have been trying to do the right thing at every turn. So I think that you have good intentions here, and I think that it seems like it's the right thing to do.
Anyone else? Okay. Yeah, someone, I'm sorry, so we're moving on. Okay, so nothing else for you. Thank you very much. I spaced out for a second. I'm thinking about this chimney. If there's anyone else in the audience, please, that would like to speak in favor or against, seeing none, move to commissioner deliberation.
We already did.
Yeah, we kind of got through all of that. I've rebuilt a bunch of chimneys like this. It can be done. I think if we let that rear utility chimney go, invest some effort into this one and rebuild it properly and flash it properly, I would like to see the chimney remain, but I'm probably in the minority, and that's fine. Someone like to make a motion? Not remain, but be rebuilt. And the way they have these bricks standing up on the top on their end with a cap over it is the worst functional design that you can employ there. And so the other ones that we have done like this, we have actually taken the chimney back down below the roof line, get to good mortar, good brick, rebuild it back, have that corbelling, and then put a cap over it, a stainless or a copper cap or something to that effect, and not have that effect, because that's where the water is getting in and causing the issue. That's the problem with it. That's where the problem started, with that design at the top right there. And so I would recommend rebuilding it and putting a cap on it, and then you've got a good chimney. And I feel like even if it's been infilled with concrete, you can get some coal basket things in there and put a liner down and have some gas logs or something like that in there. But that's my piece. Would someone like to make a motion?
I'd like to move to approve with conditions the request to remove 2 chimneys for the property located at 112 South 7th. This request is consistent with Wilmington design standards for historic districts and landmarks. Based on the evidence provided, including the application, all attachments, testimony presented during the evidentiary hearing and the staff report.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Negative? That passes. Thank you. 1403 Market Street, item 8.
Okay, case number 8 is a request for site redesign, fence installation, and sign replacement at 1403 Market Street. Trinity United Methodist Church, located on 1403 Market Street, was initially constructed circa 1921 and is a contributing resource to the Carolina Heights Winoca Terrace Historic District overlay. As such, only that which can be seen from the public right-of-way, excluding alleys, is subject to design review. The subject property is located on the southwest corner of the Market Street and North 14th Street intersection. On the left is an aerial image of the existing site, and on the right, a site plan provided by the applicant depicting the proposed alterations. As depicted on the site plan on the previous slide, the applicant proposes to install enhanced permeable paving at existing and proposed entryways. The top left photo displays the location of the proposed permeable paving at the foot of the grand staircase on the front or south elevation of the church building. And the bottom left photo displays the location of the proposed permeable paving at the rear or north elevation of the 2-story education building at the rear of the church building, which I'll refer to as the addition building hereafter. The 2 photos to the right display the locations of the proposed permeable pavement at the east and west side elevations of the church building. The proposed permeable pavement will be constructed with clay pavers to match the church facade in color and style. And just as a note, an east side entry door is depicted in the site plan, but is not proposed in the application narrative. These are the proposed and alternative permeable paving materials. The applicant proposes to modify landscaping within the existing lawn area located at the east side of the church building. As depicted on the site plan on the right, a formal event garden will be created to replace the existing lawn shown on the top left photo, featuring a horseshoe-shaped paved pedestrian path constructed with clay pavers to match the building's historic brick facade. An entryway lawn, which will be located to the south of the event garden, is shown on the bottom left photo. Will feature a concrete pedestrian path leading from the sidewalk right-of-way on Market Street into the event garden. And trees and plantings will be in line with the recommended species list in the Historic District Design Standards and placed in a symmetrical layout compatible with neoclassical revival style architecture. The applicant proposes to install a 4-foot picket fence delineating the entryway lawn from the sidewalk right-of-way along Market Street. The proposed picket fence will feature intricate detailing and a black finish compatible with neoclassical revival style architecture, as shown in the example on the right. The applicant proposes to add a horseshoe-shaped entry circle with 2 driveway aprons for vehicular access at the west side of the church building, as shown in the rendering on the right. The entry circle will be paved with driveway-approved pavers to match the existing church facade, and if feasible, pervious pavers like those shown on the right will be used to support on-site stormwater management. The project is currently undergoing review by the Technical Review Committee, and if alternative driveway and paving materials are adopted based on TRC recommendations, staff recommends that these will be reviewed through the administrative bypass process. The applicant proposes to add a canopy 62 feet in length, 12 feet in width, and 9 feet in height, as well as a new 8 by 8 by 8 entry door to the first floor of the west side elevation of the church building. The canopy will feature a standing seam metal roof, and all exposed joists and metal columns will be painted bronze patina to match the existing patina copper accents on the church building, as shown in the center illustration. A 4-inch seamless metal gutter and downspout painted in bronze will be attached to the canopy to direct runoff into storm drainage. The new entry door will be installed in place of an existing window opening. The door will match the existing storefront system in style and be painted bronze to match the building accents and proposed canopy. The storefront window systems will also be replaced to match the existing storefront system in style and painted bronze as depicted in the center illustration. 4 bronze Windsor-style lighting fixtures will be installed under the canopy, centered at window locations and in between columns. The applicant proposes to construct stairs leading to the first floor entry door on the west side projection of the 2-story addition building. The stairs and landing will feature decorative clay pavers to match the building facade, and steel handrails will be painted in stucco to match the existing rails in color and style. The applicant proposes to construct a new entry porch with a canopy 13 feet in length, 10 feet in width, and 9 feet in height at the rear or north of the 2-story addition building, leading to the first floor. The porch will feature a wide staircase and landing with decorative clay pavers to match the building facade, and steel handrails painted in stucco to match the existing rails in color and style. A gently sloped concrete ADA-compliant ramp will be added with a handrail painted in stucco to match the existing rails in color and style. Black bollards with ornate detailing will delineate the staircase and ramp from the parking lot. And similar to the canopy on the west side, the canopy at the rear entry porch will also feature a standing seam metal roof and metal columns painted in bronze patina, as shown in the right illustration. A 4-inch seamless metal gutter and downspout painted in bronze will be attached to the canopy. The storefront window systems will be replaced to match the existing storefront system in style and painted bronze to match the building accents and proposed canopy. One bronze Windsor-style lighting fixture will be installed under the canopy, centered at the window location. The applicant proposes to replace the existing sign by constructing a 6-foot monument sign located to the southwest of the church building. The proposed monument sign will have a brick facade to match the church building, a precast top, and a brick base approximately 10 inches in height with a low wall brick planter. The main body with signage will be 22 square feet with a setback of approximately 8 feet from the south property line. 2 pin mount logos in bronze color metal with backlights will be installed on the facade on both sides of the main body. The cabinet will feature metal stud framing, exterior sheeting, and aluminum finish in stucco color. And finally, the applicant proposes to reconfigure the existing parking lot at the rear or north of the addition building. Parking spaces will be moved slightly further from the building than the existing spaces. New foundation plantings will be installed along the building's rear or north elevation, and concrete curbs and wheel stops will be introduced to protect planting beds, pedestrian paths, and the accessible ramp. 2 new curb landscape islands are proposed within the parking lot. One will be located to the north of the new entry porch with new shade trees, and the other will be located near the existing trees at the east end of the parking lot to expand open space. If approved, staff recommend the following conditions. Right-of-way and driveway permits will be required prior to the construction of the driveway. The proposed entry circle drive shall be constructed with driveway-approved pavers to match the existing building facade in style and color, using permeable paving materials where feasible. The proposed landscape modifications shall be consistent with the historic character and style. The proposed railings shall be painted stucco and shall match the existing rails in style and color. The proposed picket fence shall be black metal fencing 4 feet in height. The proposed brick monument sign shall be 6 feet in height and compatible with the building in style and color. The proposed signage shall be 22 square feet. The proposed canopies shall be constructed with metal roofing and columns painted in bronze to match the existing building accents and shall be compatible with the existing building in style. The proposed canopy shall maintain a clear height of 9 feet as measured from the sidewalk surface to the bottom of the canopy. The proposed canopy shall extend no more than 12 feet beyond the building's facade. The proposed gutters and downspouts shall be painted bronze to match existing building accents, and the proposed windows and entry doors shall be painted bronze and shall be compatible with the existing building in style and color. The proposed lighting fixtures shall be bronze Windsor-style pendants compatible with the existing building in style and color, and once chosen, the color and brightness of the new lighting shall be submitted and approved through the administrative bypass process. No mature trees or historic landscaping shall be removed as a result of the proposed project, and all construction shall comply with code, and changes shall be reviewed. Staff would like to enter the presentation and report into the record of tonight's proceedings, and this concludes my presentation. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have, and the applicant is here as well.
That was a marathon. Any questions, comments for Hillary? No? Okay, thank you very much.
you.
Oh, I'm sorry, and maybe, has this gone through pre-TRC yet, do you know? And
It has.
so far through pre-TRC, they're maintaining it as we see it for the most part, with this new driveway?
That's my understanding.
Okay, good, okay, thank you. The applicant would come forward, please, and answer any questions we may have, or provide, I don't know how you could provide clarification, but maybe. If you state your name and address and adjust the microphone as necessary.
Absolutely. Good evening. Thank you for your time. I'm Amanda McLeod. I'm a landscape architect with Bolton & Menk. Address is 1502 Castle Street.
I'm Matt Spiva. I'm with WGM Design, the architect for the project. here representing the church.
Real quick, as far as the pre-TRC comment, a question to clarify, the only change from pre-TRC at this point is the pavers cannot extend into the right-of-way. Those will have to be the commercial, concrete, standard City of Wilmington driveway detail.
Where the sidewalk is?
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
Yep, but everything interior to the site is still proposed to be pavers.
Okay, great.
I have a question about the sign, replacing the sign. Is the current brick sign, is that brick original to the building, the brick sign? Is that?
I do not know. It appears that it was put there a little bit
I'm sorry, if you could speak in the microphone there for record.
It appears that the sign was built at some point after the church, but I don't have an exact date on that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions for the applicant?
I'm surprised you didn't squeeze a columbarium in here someplace with this plan. I mean, it's the only thing missing. I'd love to see a good plan, as they say, and this one, yeah, well drawn out. There's no mystery.
Yeah, and I normally don't comment on the quality of a design, but this, you don't realize how much, this building had kind of an institutional look, and you don't realize how much this building was crying for this until you see this design. Yeah. It's amazing like that, so congratulations.
Thank you, appreciate
nice
that.
job.
Very thoughtful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep, thank you.
Thank you.
If there are any folks in the audience like to come forward and speak in favor, okay. Please come forward and state your name and address. And speak into the microphone.
I'm Brock Meyer. I'm the pastor of Trinity United Methodist Church, and our address is 1403 Market Street, Wilmington, North Carolina. And to be brief, we have worked hard on this project. We're very, very excited about it. And this historic building is beautiful, and everything about it is to increase the accessibility and the welcome of the building and the functionality of the building, as well as on the interior, which we can't see in here, but everything is to make this building much more welcoming for today. And that includes people who have handicaps. And so we've tried to think very hard about how someone in a wheelchair or someone with a walker can come into this building easily, dry, and enjoy it, and as well to take this beautiful historic building and to bring it into the world today while keeping the character of it and celebrating it and making it even more beautiful and wonderful for hopefully 100+ more years. So we're very excited about this, and I wanted to just put that in there, some of the thoughts on why, the welcome, accessibility, and just to beautify it even more so that the community can enjoy it. So thank you so much for your time and your consideration in this.
Thank you.
Pleasure, thank you. Anyone else speak in favor or against? Seeing none, we'll move to commissioner deliberation. Someone like to make a motion, or barring any other comments? Or
This is just a dream stewardship.
Yeah.
I know it.
Yeah, that's
I
great.
know. God,
Extraordinary.
beautifully done.
Yeah, okay.
Someone like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion. I move to approve with conditions request to redesign the site, fellowship porch, rear entry redesign, landscaping and fences for the property located at 1403 Market Street. The request is consistent with the Wilmington Design Standards for Historic Districts and Landmarks based on the evidence provided, including the application and all attachments, testimony presented during the evidentiary hearing, and the staff report. Conditions of approval 1 through 17.
Second.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? No, that passes. Thank you. This next item, I need to recuse myself due to some professional involvement with it. I'd like to have someone make a motion that I'm okay to be recused, and
I so move.
is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Great, thank you.
Case 9 is for the proposed storefront replacement at 23 North Front Street. As adapted from the Wilmington Historic District Boundary Expansion Report, the McRae Building, constructed in 1878, is a 3-story commercial building featuring a cast iron and pressed metal facade. The building is also known as the Iron Front Building because of its cast iron facade. The first floor has a recessed storefront behind the iron pilasters, while the second and third stories have large 2/2 sash windows separated by columned pilasters and surmounted by a bracketed cornice. The building is a contributing resource to the Central Business District Historic District overlay, and as such, only that which can be seen from the public right-of-way, excluding alleys, is subject to design review. The project property is located on the west side of North Front Street and is the third building south of its intersection with Princess Street. Historic photographs and renderings show that double doors between each pilaster originally provided entries to the store on the first floor of the building. The building has been used for numerous businesses over the years, including the S.H. Fishplates clothing store, the Grand Theater, and the Tidewater Power Company office. The first floor facade has been altered a number of times. However, most of the original cast iron pilasters have remained, though at least one of the pilasters may have been replaced in 1980. As currently oriented, the inset storefront with the the applicant is proposing to remove the non-original inset storefront and entry doors on the first floor of the front east elevation and to reconstruct a new storefront with transom between the existing pilasters on the front east elevation, similar to the earlier storefront configuration shown in the historic photos. The same general dimensions and data lines will be used for the transom and glazing. On the south end of the front elevation, a new recessed entry will be constructed for first floor tenant access, while the recessed entry to the basement, second floor, and third floor tenants will be through the recessed entry on the north side of the front elevation. The new doors will meet code requirements and be approximately the same height as those shown in historic photographs. A new framed bulkhead with wood paneling will be installed below the new storefront glazing between each existing pilaster. The applicant proposes to install a new storefront glazing system. The storefront glazing system will be a Cortizo alu steel system in a classic profile with clear glazing, and it will include transom windows. Staff note that the applicant has withdrawn the rear portion of the project that was included in the submitted materials and will submit that portion of the project at a later time. If approved, staff recommends the following conditions. The proposed replacement windows will be clear with no tint. The new storefront system shall be installed in a manner that will result in no damage to the existing iron pilasters. All construction shall comply with code, and changes to the proposed project shall be reviewed. Staff would like to enter the presentation and report into the record of tonight's proceedings. And are there any questions?
Any questions for staff? Thank you. Would the applicant like to come forward? Please state your name and address and speak clearly into the mic. Were you sworn in? Okay.
I need to be, thank you. Do you swear that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
My name is Laurie Jackson. I am the applicant. The address is 115 and a half East Hargett Street, Suite 300, Raleigh, North Carolina. And good evening, everyone. It's nice to see you all again. I would like to say that this was a lovely surprise. I want to give staff some credit for pulling all of these images that we had never seen before from the archives. So thank you for that. And we learned a lot about the evolution of the facade and the storefront just based on the COA application process. So that's been great. As you can see, the storefront has been modified multiple times, and we are taking it back to the original design based on the historic photograph that we have, and now a lot more historic documentation that we are happy to include in the case study, if you will. This, another note, this will be a historic tax credit project. So this is the first step in our seeking approvals process. From this point, we will go to the historic tax credit application process, and of course, any additional details that we develop or comments or revisions that are made as a result of our historic tax credit application would be incorporated into and updated into this application as well. So I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any questions? No. Oh, thank you.
Thank you all.
Would anyone else here like to speak to this, positively or negatively? Guess not. We'll close that end. Council, thoughts on this project? Deliberation?
Looks good.
Yeah.
What a find. Oh, just amazing to see what it looked like and what it can be again. This is going to be exciting.
I was just surprised by some of the historic pictures. I mean, what do they do with the pilasters for like 30 years? They just stuck in the closet?
And the picture from 1971, it was, but it's exciting.
Okay. Motion, anyone?
I move to approve with conditions the request to replace the storefront for the property located 23 North Front Street. This request is consistent with the Wilmington design standards for historic districts and landmarks based on the evidence provided, including the application, all attachments, testimony presented during the evidentiary hearing, and the staff report.
Second, anyone? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. I have a question. Someone said at some point we're moving to the new building at some point in September, or is that true?
As far as I know, we're still scheduled for September. I'm not sure if there hasn't been a delay that is announced, but I think we will be getting updates soon.
Yeah. I was just going to remind you, your next meeting will be at 929 North Front on September the 11th in the new council chambers.
Okay, make sure you put the right address on those green signs.
Any items from staff other than that, September 11th and the new building on Water Street? Anything from commission? No? Make a motion to adjourn the meeting. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.